Hello, hello, hello. How is it going? It's been a while. Happy to be here. Happy to be doing another live stream. I feel like it's been a couple weeks. I took a week or two off just to take a little break, try to get my batteries recharged. And also, from a side note, I kind of also wanted to get this guitar before I did another stream. I was kind of really wanted to get it. So we'll talk about that in a second. But hello, as you can see, it's very cold still here in New Jersey. Right before the stream, actually last night, I shaved my mustache, and I'm really realizing right now that I'm looking very Amish. So, I mean, do with that what you will. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. First of all, this guitar. I have a couple quick guitar stories. Wanted to talk about some updates to the Fractal, which I have sitting over here with these cool plexiglass plates over the unit, which is awesome. And kind of just catch up, Just wanted to get, like I said, get another one in. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the guitar world. Since last time, I changed my whole newsletter over to Substack, and that's been going really well. I feel like more people are seeing it than ever before. Not only those that are signed up, but those who, are just coming across it because of Substack. So that's really cool. But yeah, how are you guys doing? If you are in the live chat, hello. Make sure to say hello. And if you're not, if you're checking this out later on, make sure to say hello too, and let me know what you guys have been up to. Been doing some cleaning around the house over here. As you can see, I got some stuff going on my Third Man record player over here. A little messy still, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. And we're also getting there, like I said, in terms of the weather. I know people don't like to talk about the weather that much, but I feel like we're getting close to spring. At least in terms of the weather. It's not been freezing every night. Today's been a little bit cold. We've got a couple days cold, but pretty excited overall. So without further ado, let me tell you about the story of this guitar. Here it is. The PRS John Mayer Silver Sky SE edition in dragon fruit. There's the back. Yeah. Thankfully, I have a really good friend over here in Sam Ash in Paramus, New Jersey. If you ever need anything, go reach out to him. His name is Mike. He's a really great guy, and he was able to search all of Sam Ash's chain to get me this guitar. Got it for me at a really great price, which was awesome because it's already a great price to begin with if you're buying it brand new, which I did. And it came all the way from Vegas. So you can imagine in the meantime, when I had that going, when I was waiting for it, I was waiting quite a bit, and just kept on refreshing my deliveries app to see where it was in America, and it made the trip from Vegas in good shape. Had the soft shell case, nothing was wrong with the guitar, which was awesome, and it's finally here. It's such a weird color, and I was kind of like really into it. Just wanted to get something new, and different. And I haven't really seen this style of color before. There's a lot of cool stuff here. What's funny is I played the American version of the same guitar that's, a couple grand more than this, and in gold, the gold edition. And I really couldn't tell a huge difference. I didn't plug it in, but I've seen comparison videos of them going back and forth between, how they sound plugged in. But from actually playing the guitar, I wasn't getting a big difference here. So that made me really happy because I felt like I was making a good purchase, and for that sub $1,000 range, man, this guitar is really nice. The elephant in the room is that, of course, it's a very Strat style guitar. It looks almost identical to a Strat, other than a couple of the different ways the body is cut, and of course the inlays, the headstock, and everything. But it's like a really nice Strat, and I've played a lot of Strats in my lifetime right now. You can see there's it looks from, if you're looking at it from afar, you really probably wouldn't be able to tell other than the color. Have the bird inlays. The body is made out of poplar rather than I think it might have been alder on the original. Right now, it's only coming in a rosewood neck, which is fine for me because I have like so many guitars that are maple right now. The neck is actually maple. It has this cool thing on the back, how they kind of bring the headstock and the neck together, which is kind of cool. It tells you, all in the back plate that it's the John Mayer SE. One of the things I was kind of worried about at first, but got less worried about as I actually checked out the guitar in person, were these tuners here. Like, online, they kind of looked a little cheap, but when you actually feel them in person, they're pretty solid. They have kind of like a texture to them, like a little texture, and the guitar stays in tune really, really well. The intonation is really, really good. No matter where you are on the neck, so that's really cool. I've been playing the heck out of this guitar since I got it, a couple hours a day for a bunch of days, and I really haven't noticed it going out of tune much. I mean, maybe I have to tune it once a session, but yeah, and that's pretty much it. I know some people are talking about the fretboard radius. It's 8.5. I found it pretty easy to play, and that's me coming from a Charvel too. So 22 frets, pretty easy access because this cutaway on the upper horn of the guitar. It's bolt on, of course, and yeah. Today I am playing it through my Fractal FM3, which I also wanted to talk a little bit about today. There's a new update to the firmware, so if you haven't got the update to the firmware for it, go check it out and get it. It's available on the Fractal forums. You can go check it out there. And yeah, I mean, it seems like these guys are always doing updates to the software. I had the AX8. I kind of came to that Fractal AX8 somewhere like in the middle of its life. Now I'm into this one kind of somewhere at the beginning of the FM3, maybe like a year in. And we're already up to firmware 5.01. There's always new amp models. There's always tweaks and everything to the system. So I really appreciate that. I've even been on some of the beta firmware for this, and it sounds really cool. There's a new Fractal Audio Systems custom model called Buttery, which is really cool. I actually already made a preset out of it. Lots of new delays, lots of new tube screamer type pedals. There's just always stuff. I can't even keep up. It seems like there's always a new update. Today, I'm in the JM45 Blues Lead, which is based on the Marshall JM45, and I'm in the hotter scene of it. So this is on the neck. You have 2 tones, 5-way switch. Really nice. I mean, the cool thing about this, and what actually drew me to it, because who needs another Strat, right? But after playing all my guitars with humbuckers and everything, I was looking for something that really had more of a bite, but also wasn't really too glassy or like ice picky. And all I heard about this guitar is that, like, yeah, it's a Strat, but it has it's a little bit warmer. And this is even on the neck. This is even on the bridge pickup. So when you go to the bridge, when you go to the neck, actually, for this amp model, it's actually a little bit like a fatter model. Middle pickup. Back to the bridge, and if you roll back the volume a little bit, I just want to sit here on the stream and just play it, to be honest. It's really cool. It cleans up really nice. It's still really warm, but still having that clarity in the pickups. I don't know. I'm really excited about the guitar. I know, a lot of people are looking to get it right now. Go check it out. I know a lot of them are coming out in March and April because there's been a shortage of the guitar in general. It's worth it. If you haven't pre-ordered it yet, it is worth it. I really like the overall build quality of the guitar. Go get one. It's my first PRS. I know it's an SE, but it's my first PRS, and I'm excited to kind of have this as the jump off point, and hopefully down the road maybe get a McCarty or a hollow body. I don't know. There's so many nice guitars from the PRS line, so that's for another day when I have more money. But yeah, I'm really liking this line, because if they do SE this well, and I've played a lot of SEs in the past, I'm like, okay, I wasn't super excited, although they are making a lot of nice SEs in the last couple of years, especially some of these signature models. But yeah, if I was already excited this much about the SE, of course, their core model, private stock are just in another place. So very, very cool stuff. And the Fractal too, the FM3, if you haven't picked that up yet, I feel like that's another good deal. I mean, they're both around the similar price. The guitar is about $850. The Fractal is on sale right now for $999, the newest version of the FM3 with a headphone jack. I know I sound like a salesman, but I'm just psyched. I'm psyched on the guitar, and I've been really excited about this. I actually sold my Fractal AX8 just to get this FM3. It's slightly smaller design, a little bit more compact, and the amp modeling and the effects modeling is just incredible. I know all these people sell packs. I have a couple packs myself for presets, but there's about 450 or so presets that are stock presets just to begin with, and those are really damn good. I find they only need some tweaking, and sometimes they don't even need much tweaking, because you can pick one of the different scenes on the preset, and you'll get a good sound depending on what you want. Like, for instance, this JM45 has a cool hotter hottest, and then a cool trem. So for instance, let's see. Oh, here's the trem. So if you're looking for a really cool, and then this is a hot vibe. Awesome. I mean, the effects are good. The amps are really cool. Like I said, I'm very excited about it. It has a really nice interface on the computer with the FM3 edit. Doing firmware updates has been really easy. I know I haven't talked a whole lot about the FM3 since I got it, but this is me saying, if you're looking for an amp modeler, I know there's a lot out there. There's the Helix, which I've also messed with some of my students. I know there's the Fractal, the Neural DSP stuff, and the stuff from who is it? From Kemper, who I haven't actually heard from in a little while. But most of the stuff out there is going to be pretty good. This is just what I've been lucky with. So, with that being said, I wanted to share a couple cool stories that I was working on, that I was looking at, that are actually going into tomorrow's newsletter. Here's the first one. Gregory Koch, one of the best guitar players out there of all time, for sure. Yeah, I always switch my accounts here. Gregory is one of the best guitar players. I actually remember meeting him, maybe 20 years ago now, at a jam session he did, kind of like a something for Victor's House of Music, which is now gone. He did a clinic, and this is from his TrueFire. I think it's his 50 licks package or something like that. I haven't picked this one up yet, but I have a lot of other stuff from Greg. And what I like about this is a really cool diminished lick. Go check it out. It's on TrueFire's channel. And not only is the lick really cool itself, but his bends are very Greg of the last year or so, where he has these kind kind of wailing bends. He uses the volume in a lot of fun ways on this lick. The whole video is like 2 minutes 41 seconds, and it's just kind of a preview of this package that they have on TrueFire. I picked up a couple different courses, one from Greg, a couple from Ariel Posen, one from Josh Smith. They're always having sales. I think there's like $100 for the year for everything. I haven't gone that route yet, but I've been buying, different lesson packages here and there, and they're always really good. So go check him out. And he's all over the internet now, not only with Wildwood Guitars, but his own channel, doing lives for Fishman, stuff for his signature guitar and amp all the time. So awesome player. Go check him out. Go check out TrueFire. This is something cool that is like this is from guitar.com. This is like one of those things that you always see like on the amp. So you have like low and high inputs. The cool thing about this is, these are like one of those questions that you always wanted to ask, and you're like, why the heck is that? Especially when you first get started with guitar. And in this case, they're talking about like where low and high inputs came from and how they kind of like first originated more in PA systems, and how most people plug into the high input, which is actually the right input for guitar players, right? That's like, your guitar would be matched up with that input. But the cool thing is that if you actually go into this low input, let me see, there's a lot of ads on here, but let's see. So yeah, it's the right match, but for instance, most of the time, if you plug into this low input, it does something cool because it attenuates the signal by -6 dB. So the tone is already softer, but the cool thing is that opens your whole amp setup to taking boosts, overdrive pedals, and so on. So that's really cool. If you haven't messed with that before, you might not hear it right away because, again, you're only losing, volume. 6 dB is actually pretty considerable, but this is really cool. If you have an amp that has two different, what are these ads here? I mean, look, now I'm hungry, but still, if you have an amp that has a low and a high input, go check that out. It's really cool. Really cool explainer on the topic. Next up, Dave Weiner of Steve Vai's band. This one, as he says here in the title, no guitar needed. As you can see, he has a lot of Friedman amps behind him, a lot of PRS guitars, a couple Gibsons, some acoustics. Dave's latest acoustic album, by the way, if you haven't listened to it, it is very wild. If you're thinking about like what an acoustic album typically is, man, he uses some weird effects and some of this. It's not a long album, but man, it is very interesting to say the least. It's very, very cool stuff. Go check his latest acoustic album out, a collection of short stories. But the cool thing about this video is that he's in his studio where he does lessons and live streams and everything, and he's talking about 5 pro tips to become a better guitar player. The cool thing about this, like I said, he says in the title, is that there's no guitar needed. This is all just kind of like mindset stuff. I won't ruin the video. It's a really short video. It's actually only 4 minutes 39 seconds. So go check it out. But just kind of like mindset stuff to get you ready for playing guitar, and like what to do if you think you're not progressing on guitar. He uses the Nike phrase in the video, just do it. A lot of people think too much and they overcomplicate things. I think this is a really, really nice short video that has some really helpful tips in a short amount of time, which is always my favorite type of video. So yeah, go check it out. And then if you've never checked it out before, you can head over to his Gitopia site, which is his lesson site that I subscribe to. I think I've been all different tiers in the past, but this is it here, Gitopia. There's 3 different tiers right now. He has a jam track jukebox where you can practice all your stuff over the guitar, over a jam track itself. So something I tell my students all the time is that if you're learning something, whether that be technique or scale, some type of left hand technique or right hand picking technique, try to put it over a backing track as soon as possible. Don't just play G major 3 notes per string. try to actually solo with G major, and then even if you have to have the scale up on, even if you have to have the scale up on the screen, so in case you didn't remember it, that's okay. Once you learn it, stop practicing the scale. This is the same thing that Levi Clay said a week or two ago. Stop practicing the scale because you're not doing anything. Once you have the mechanics of the scale down and you understand the theory of the scale, now you're just ready to play over a jam track. Try to make it musical as quickly as possible. But yeah, this Katopia site is awesome. I've been a member since it was called Riff of the Week that you might have seen on YouTube years and years and years ago. And yeah, like 2 more videos. This is one from David Walleman. I think recently he hurt his hand, so I hope he feels better soon. I know how that is. Actually, I've been having some soreness in my pinky because I've been playing so much. Maybe I've been going a little too crazy, and it doesn't feel super great. So make sure you take care of your hands because it's not fun to have pain in your hands. It's the worst. But the cool thing about this video is that David is talking about stop using tabs. And listen, I'm the first one to say I think tabs are awesome. I think they're very helpful if you want to learn a song or a riff or technique real quick. Tabs are very helpful. But if you want to hone your musical ear, you got to give yourself some time to get away from tabs and try to try to just use your ear to figure out the key of a song. Maybe solo over in that key then. Try to figure out a riff. Even if it's not like a full solo, even if it's just a riff or a part of a lick, then that's very helpful. And then you find yourself, when you do go back to learn the next song, that you might have an advantage because you've been honing your ear for that long. You don't have to go as crazy as using an interval program, although I think that's really helpful. Just ditch the tabs, even if it's for a week, and try to see if you can learn the chords. It's really easy to search around the E and the A string for chords of songs that are not difficult. Like, you pop punk stuff, you rock stuff. That's all easy to get it, even if it's just power chords, right? Start there and then see how you do with working on your ear. Really good video from David. And then lastly, I love this video from JTC Guitar. This is from the package 50 Shades of Blues, which is cool. And the guy talks about the semitone bend. The first thing he talks about is how a lot of people will kind of instantly use a full tone bend for reaching the root note of a chord of a chord or a scale. And the semitone bend is actually really effective and can make a lot of your riffs more vocal. A lot of your lead lines more vocal. So this is another one of those where it comes out of a full course and it's only 4 minutes, 42 seconds. Go take a look at JTC Guitar's site on YouTube because they have a lot of these things that they take out of their full courses that you typically have to pay for. And a lot of it's really, really effective. It's really good. They have a lot of different great educators. If you check it out here, actually, Larry Basilio, who I've been talking about for years, also has a really nice signature from Ibanez. She just did this 6 solos, 1 Larry Basilio video, which is cool. She has the tabs on that, of course, on JTC, but you can still kind of get inspired from that. Ollie Steele is on here. Josh Smith, like I mentioned before, he kind of bounces back and forth between a couple platforms. Jack Gardner. They always have these cool monthly jam track competitions where you can actually win a lot of cool stuff. So go check that out. I'm sure March's version is coming up soon. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of JTC Guitar. Every once in a while, I'll subscribe to them for a little while if I want something different. And then, I kind of go back and forth between different stuff. I think that's one of the best ways that you could really get better at guitar is trying to change up, what you practice. Sometimes I'm more excited to work on stuff in books if I'm working on something on technique. Sometimes I'm more excited to do more song related stuff. It kind of ebbs and flows as long as you're tackling everything every week, right? You don't let one thing go by the wayside. I think that's really, really cool. But yeah, this was just a short one. Like I said, I wanted to get back on YouTube doing a live stream today, show you the new guitar, see what you guys think about it, some of the tones I shared, and just how it looks. And if you've got one too, let me know. That's really cool. Like I said, having a lot of fun with that, having a lot of fun with the Fractal. It's been a lot of guitar playing lately, and that's awesome. So a lot of cool stuff going on today. If you're watching this on Saturday, there's in the NHL world, it's the Stadium Series where they have like an outdoor hockey game. Always fun. So I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat and go watch that. But leave me some comments, in the comments below if you watch this after the fact. Let me know what you're up to, and I hope to see you guys soon. All right, see you in a couple weeks.